Hey YouTubers, this is Yokai Banishment once again. Come to do videos today. Don't mind any of these pictures, they are just for show for this audio commentary. Okay, you saw the title, Mental Illness and Demons. Well, I've noticed in a lot of cases with demons, either sex demons or demons, whatever, that they love to target people with mental illness. I've seen cases where they've targeted a lot of people with bipolar, ADHD, autism, Asperger's, anything like that. They've targeted people with that, and they target people with mental illness, depression, whatever, and they get kicks off of it. I know there's one reason why they do that. The reason why they do that to people with mental illness is so that the family members that are around them, when they try to tell their family members, they think they're lunatics or schizophrenic or whatever, and stuff like that. And what is the best way to isolate someone with mental illness, like a mood disorder, like bipolar, with that's based off, it's just depression based, not schizophrenia or anything. What's the best way to isolate them? Putting them in the mental ward. Yes, yes, they do that. That's the reason why they target mental illness people easier, is because when the mentally ill person is put in the hospital, they're more likely to get isolated. Sorry, I gotta plug my phone in. They're more likely to get isolated, and the easier the target they are. I remember watching a video on Paranormal Witness where this guy was possessed by, I think, his grandfather, and he didn't even know it, and he was in prison, and when he was in prison, he was isolated. In prison, you're isolated. Well, he had a bunkmate, and they moved the bunkmate out because he became possessed and literally started making water come off the walls and stuff like that and control the water and stuff. So, yeah, he didn't even know it, but he had a feeling he was possessed, and that's why native spirits, entities, whatever, isolate people either in the prison or mental wards, is so they can take over the body and take your soul. And well, eventually, and the guy got cleansed of the evil spirit, but this evil spirit was human, not demon. But that's another prime example. But demons, sex demons, any evil spirit tend to isolate someone with mental illness. Try to get them to separate from the family. Try to get them more into depression. Try to get them to be away from family so they can isolate them in a mental ward. And the person in the mental, and when the person's in the mental ward, they become more and more and more easy to manipulate and attack and stuff, which I've seen can relate to suicide. Yeah, I'm not laughing about that, I'm just saying it can lead to suicide. I'm being serious about this. I've heard of people who became possessed. I've heard of this before, and they were isolated in a mental ward. They thought they were insane, and they were in there for several years and stuff like that. And I think there's one case where this person killed themselves. I can't remember. But there's this one documentary called The Devil Inside Me. That is a true story that you need to watch. Watch The Devil Inside Me. It's a documentary, true story. That's one prime example. For years, they thought this old woman was mentally ill. Well, the whole time she was freaking possessed. Not literally mentally ill, she was possessed. And since mental illness has become a factor around in the Catholic Church and shit, they have psychologists go down and shit like that. And usually most people who are possessed, the church thinks they're mentally ill, and they're not. They're not, because this one was thought to be mentally ill in the literal terms. She wasn't. In the beginning, she wasn't, and she still wasn't. And the church would not help and stuff like that. And these two priests took it amongst themselves to try to take the demon out of her and shit like that. I won't ruin it anymore, but you just gotta see it. You gotta see it for yourself. It's called The Devil Inside Me. You need to watch that. It's a weird movie. It's creepy. It's almost like The Exorcist kind of crap, but it's different. But like, yeah, demons, sex demons, any evil spirit tend to target people with mental illness, any kind, like depression, bipolar depression, ADHD, anxiety, any one of those, autism, Asperger's, however you spell that, say that. I can't even pronounce it because some words I have troubles pronouncing. I don't know why. It's like I have a fucking speech impediment, but they tend to isolate them, and when the person's in the mental ward, the entity tends to attack more and get its way and like torment the person that's in the mental ward who did not even deserve to be in the mental ward. So yeah, nobody knows why they like to target mentally ill people, but I'm wondering if it has to do with something in their mind that people with mental illness are more easily influenced and stuff like that, and they are lead to sin more or something. I don't know about it, but whatever. Just something about them targeting mentally ill people first, I just don't get. I'd like to learn more why they do it, but ouch, my stomach's spasming as I'm saying this shit. It's been spasming the whole time. It hurts like a bitch. Just, and like I said about that room behind my room, oh my god, I just don't like going in there, and I know something's off about that room. But mental illness, since mental illness came into the world, it's been around for centuries. Centuries. People back in the old days that people with seizures were actually possessed. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. And now they know it's a seizures and stuff like that, but and demons, even if you're a healthy person and if you and if you don't have mental illness, if you're around demons too much, I've seen this happen before. That on Ghost Adventures Aftershocks, and also on Ghost Adventures, and other stuff, that if you mess with demons and certain spirits too much, evil spirits, they can make you have a heart attack, they can make you get kidney stones, they can make you get, this woman got colon cancer in her stomach, and she was physically healthy before she went on an investigation. They can literally make you cough up blood, because I know someone that's doing that right now, and I'm not saying who, but they can, demons, evil spirits, when people say they cannot hurt you, that is bullshit, because they can hurt you. They can scratch you, they can punch you, they can hit you, they can push you, and rape you, and violate you in so many fucking ways. They can kill you, make you have a heart attack, make you get cancer, so many things they can make you get. They can make you get a tumor in your brain. I've heard of that case before. They can make you lose your soul. That's bad. Really, really bad. They can make you kill yourself. They can control your bodily actions. They can possess your body. You lose a short amount of time that you're actually in your house. Like, you can be like sitting in your bed and like lose amount of time and don't remember what you were doing. They can do all sorts of shit, but like I'm saying, rule number one for me: no Ouija boards. No. Ouija boards, no. To me, Ouija boards are a portal to hell. Literally. They're a portal to hell. Any type of Ouija board. Digital, cardboard, paper, however you make it. But yeah, mental illness. They tend to target the mentally ill easily. Every evil spirit, even demons, sex demons, they tend to target them. So you gotta be on the lookout, everybody, that your mentally ill friend or person can be impacted by spirits and you don't even know it. See you guys later. Yokai banishment.